All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking about real music in real time for a few real people out there, just like you and just like me. So there's a definite need as far as supporting the channel. I put it out there pretty much in every video that I make. Sometimes I do it more than I should. I also put links in the description of the video. Um, it's just a matter of necessity. When I first started doing this, it was not very lucrative. And then about 2 years later, it was pretty good, like very good. And since maybe about 3 years ago, things have kind of gone down the tubes a bit here. Actually, probably around January of 2022 is when the wheels came off the bus to some degree. So Patreon folks, you guys are the ones keeping this going. Buy me a coffee, YouTube memberships. If I didn't have you guys, I don't know. I don't know what I would actually do, but I appreciate you guys for keeping this going. I'm not really comfortable asking for people to donate. I just want to put that out there. It's not my thing, even though I've heard from some people that I enjoy doing it. I don't actually. So I'm going to talk about Lindsey Buckingham, and it's pretty interesting that he took to Twitter or X and he posted a little snippet of himself performing a song. Now, before I get to what that means, because I knew that Lindsey would eventually respond, and I think he's responding to Stevie Nicks and maybe a little bit to Mick Fleetwood, but definitely more towards Stevie Nicks, as this is the way these two people communicate even now. It's pretty interesting. So before I get there, I wanted to promote David Knopfler. This is his album Crow Gifts. Yes, thankfully, David is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with his old band, Dire Straits. A long time ago, he was a member of Dire Straits. He left, and of course, his brother Mark carried on. But David is extremely talented and deserves some love here. So check out his latest effort. It's called Crow Gifts. I've been a fan since the Lips Against Steel album. There was some stuff prior to that that I haven't gotten into, but from what I've sampled, it's excellent. In fact, if you like Mark Knopfler, you'll probably enjoy David. And I think David, in some ways, I don't know. I'm not saying he's better than his brother, but he's interesting. He's like his brother, but maybe even better in some respects. So check it out. Maybe you'll disagree. I mean, the Dire Straits stuff is epic. So I'm not saying it's better than Dire Straits, but it's really great music. All right. So Lindsey Buckingham decided to post a little video. It was a short clip that he posted to X. And the headline here is Lindsey Buckingham shares heartbreaking video about Fleetwood Mac. Now, I don't know. That's a little bit of, I would say, clickbait or hyperbole, but it is kind of heartbreaking when you think about it. So he posts a small snippet of The Chain. And this is a recent video of himself playing the song. And he looks good. He seems to be playing guitar well. And the caption just says, "Some songs just stay with you." That's all he wrote. And I believe this is an answer to the idea that, well, Lindsey really can't, be out on tour with us anymore. So we're just going to take this off the table. I believe if someone reaches out to Lindsey, he's going to say, yeah, I want to tour again. Let's wrap this up the right way. Keep in mind, for everybody who says Christine not being here makes it so you can't do one more Fleetwood Mac tour. For those people, two things. Number one, Christine was out of this band for like 15 years, and the band went on without her. I'm not saying that was good. I'm just telling you that Fleetwood Mac has been different things at different times. Number two, and maybe the more important thing, is that Christine McVie wanted Lindsey back. She wanted him back in the band. She sent emails and she made it clear to the other members, hey, so when is this Neil Finn, Mike Campbell thing going to stop? When can we bring Lindsey back? And she said something to the effect that I think even Stevie is sad about this and maybe believes that she went too far or something to that effect. There are articles out there, and I'm pretty sure I've covered it in other videos, but she made it very clear that, Fleetwood Mac, I don't know, is Fleetwood Mac without Lindsey Buckingham? Now, is it Fleetwood Mac without Christine McVie? So that's going to be the argument back and forth. I believe if Christine were here and she couldn't perform, she would say, absolutely, go out on the road without me. And if she's looking down on everybody, she's saying, come on, guys, just put it together. Go out there and close this thing down the right way. Again, that album that came out, the Buckingham McVie album, should have been a Fleetwood Mac record. The truth of it is that Stevie Nicks didn't have anything to contribute to it. So that's why it ended up being Buckingham McVie. John McVie is on that album, I believe, and also Mick Fleetwood. So it's essentially a Fleetwood Mac album without calling it Fleetwood Mac. And Stevie Nicks was holding things up there. Otherwise, they probably all would have sold a bunch more albums if it was branded a Fleetwood Mac album. Then you do a subsequent tour with some of that material that you just created. And then at that point, that's your last tour. You don't need to do another tour because everybody got to participate, including Christine, who was still doing well at the time. So this little video that Lindsey has posted here is sending a message. Number one, I'm fine. Number two, the song is The Chain. And this is something he said about The Chain. He says, it's a signature piece of ours. It's also the spirit of the song. And the content lyrically is very much in keeping with the legacy we built over a long period of time of always being able to rise above the difficulties in order to fulfill a greater destiny. So there was always a chain. Wow. So that really applies. That really applies to this entire situation. That these people, and yes, I'm talking to you, Stevie Nicks, at this point, should rise above and just get together again. Mick Fleetwood is really bored. There are articles coming out. Apparently, he's recording a solo album and he's singing. Okay, I don't think I want to hear Mick Fleetwood sing. I mean, if he's going to do one of those zoo projects, which I really think are very good, where he's got, people singing and was it Rick Vito or Billy Burnett, the guys who were in Fleetwood Mac, they were a part of that stuff. And if you go back in time and sample those albums, they're really good. They're definitely Fleetwood Mac offshoot albums. Is he going to ask Lindsey to play on his new solo album? Is Stevie going to be on it? Why not just get the band back together again one more time? And if you're going to record, wouldn't it be cool to have Lindsey and Stevie there and maybe John, if John is able to, if John's not stuck on his boat somewhere? I mean, I don't know. I think he's sending a pretty strong message here is, yes, don't break the chain. And number two is, I'm fine. Let's go out on tour and let's give the fans what they deserve and close this down the right way. So those are my thoughts. Those are my 2 cents. And take it for what it's worth. It's 2 cents, right? And some Fleetwood Mac fans are like, yeah, that's a good idea. Others are like, nah, it's done. It's done. Without Christine, it's definitely done. But again, you can pay tribute to Christine on another tour, much like they did with Tom Petty, right? Tom Petty, they paid tribute to Tom when they went out, even though Tom was never a member of Fleetwood Mac. That's what I'm talking about. So pay tribute to Christine. It would be interesting to see how both Stevie and Lindsey would handle the Christine songs. That would be pretty interesting. So, all right. Before I go, these are just suggestions. Nobody really listens to me. David Knopfler, Crow Gifts, a really great album. Check it out. If you don't like David Knopfler, if you don't like that Knopfler sound, I mean, he pours pretty much every Americana style into this music, and I think it's just really good. Vocally, he sounds almost identical to his brother. Of course, you have to enjoy that type of singing in order to really like it, and I just do. So check out David Knopfler, Crow Gifts. Not easy to find on CD, but yes, you can stream it. You can get it on Spotify, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Again, Patreon, YouTube memberships, buy me a coffee. I appreciate all the continued support, and I'm here almost every day doing this. I've got another channel you can check out called Politically Homeless. And yeah, I appreciate everybody watching, and I will see you soon.